So today's question comes from a therapist named Leslie. Leslie asks, how narrow should our niche be and why? Woo!
You're my first guest.
Yay!
Awesome. We gonna take it to the streets. Next week, in the second half of this Ask Tiffany series, I'm going to give you 3 things that you can look at to assess whether your niche is narrow enough. That's crazy. So Leslie, back to your question. If you want to establish yourself as an expert so you can charge $200 or more for ongoing sessions, be invited to travel all over the country or even all over the world, be interviewed by top influencers in your field, reaching all kinds of people that you want to serve, then you must start to narrow. So how narrow does your niche need to be? That depends on how successful you want to be. Why? Because establishing yourself as an expert takes focus. And once you focus, the opportunities will absolutely flood you. So many opportunities! It's an amazing flood, but a flood nonetheless. The idea that you can appeal to everyone in a focused way, that you can become an expert on everyone, that is a fantasy. This week I'm going to give you 3 clear steps to help you determine if your niche is narrow enough or if you need to focus a little bit more. Here we go. Number 1, when your ideal client comes to your site, does she feel like you are speaking to her and her alone? Let me give you an example. Let's say I, Tiffany, am going to find a therapist. I come upon a therapist site and it says, I work with adults, children, couples, individuals, bananas, and apples. And I help them develop and explore their internal worlds in order to identify patterns that lead to frustration and anxiety and help you live a better you. Okay, I mean, that's cool. Fortunately for me, as the client looking for a therapist, I can find 10 million other therapists who have that exact same site, and I can have my pick of which one to use. I mean, none of them quite appeal to me personally, but I can definitely do some bargain basement shopping because, heck, every single therapist I encounter, 99.9% of you are offering that same thing. Now, let's say I come upon a site and it says, I help biracial women in their 30s understand their unconscious blocks to creating 7-figure businesses while serving the people they are called to serve in a balanced way. Holy, I don't care what that therapist charges, I am going to find a way to go see her. I will find a way to make more money. I will call her, I will meet her, I will negotiate. She'll be like, no, because I have so many people like you. But here's the fact of the matter is, come hell or high water, I'm going to find a way to work with that therapist. If I can't do it now, I'm going to find a way to make it happen ASAP because she is talking to me and solving my problem. Do you see what I mean? The difference between going to that person, I help biracial women in their 30s understand how to create 7-figure businesses while giving back to the people they are passionate about serving, as opposed to a site that says, I help children, adults, couples, individuals, men, women, everyone in between develop insight. You've lost me. Does your site speak to one person so specifically that when they come to you, they will drop everything and find a way to make it work because you are speaking their language? Test number 1. Number 2, if Oprah called you tomorrow and said, I want you on my show, who's your audience and how are you going to help them? Well, shit. If you say, oh, I help adults, children, couples, adolescents, and individuals kind of get better with their emotional life and really develop insight in a warm way, well, rest assured, you're going to have a hard fucking time helping her help you. Now, if you said, Oprah, I help mothers who have body image issues develop confidence and ease so that they can model approaching the world in an empowered and solid way to their daughters, well, Oprah's going to have you on in a second. Do you see the difference? Now, of course, I know you do more than that. I am a psychoanalytically oriented clinician. I cannot be summed up in a 10-second blurb about what I do. My power, the power of my practice cannot be contained in a news blast. But guess what? Your ideal client doesn't care about all that. She wants help, and she wants help now, and you have to make it accessible to her. That is your job. That is the way you reach the people who you're passionate about serving, who have a hard time believing that help for them is possible. Bam. Number 3, can you charge premium prices without the person on the other line trying to haggle you down? If the answer is yes, then you are offering a specific service the people are willing to pay for. If the answer is no, then chances are you're appealing to men, women, children, individuals, couples, adolescents, anxiety, depression, and everything in between, thus making it seem like they could go anywhere and get the same help, so why not go for the lowest bidder? That is, do you regularly have clients calling you who are willing to pay your full fee? If not, then your niche is not narrow enough. Okay, finally, a lot of you guys are anxious. Like, if I have a narrow niche, then I'm going to stop getting referrals from all the referral sources I'm getting referrals from now. First of all, it doesn't make any sense because the people who are currently referring to you, they're going to keep referring to you, your colleagues, people you've already established relationships with. They know that you do great work. They're not going to stop working with you when they see that you've narrowed down to a specific focus as part of your practice. But if you're anxious about this, here's a quick tip that can help you overcome your anxiety and actually make shit happen. You can keep your regular site that says, I work with men, women, children, couples, adolescents, teenagers, toddlers, and infants, and I help them through anxiety, depression in a warm, kind, caring, empathic attitude and help them uncover patterns and unconscious beliefs. You can keep that site. You can leave it there and sit, because that's exactly what's going to happen with that site. And then create a separate site with a sweatingly, shakingly, painfully narrow niche. And then market that site. Market the shit out of that site. And prepare to be flooded with opportunities. And that is it, folks. Oh my God. If you have a question for me, send me an email, tiffany@heytiffany.com. And please tell your friends. My job is to reach as many of you in my very narrow specific niche as possible. So if you know somebody who could benefit from heytiffany.com content, please forward this message along to them. I am honored to have you here joining me today. I don't know what you're doing here. And I'll see you soon for another episode of Ask Tiffany. Hey, you don't have to miss out. Come over to www.heytiffany.com and sign up for my email list, where I share actionable tips, personal anecdotes, and all kinds of other information that I only share with my subscribers. I can't wait to meet you. So many opportunities!